Hello, my name is Adi. I'm the managing director here at Motorrad Center Stockholm in Sweden. Today we are here to talk about some exciting news. So I'm sitting here with Joachim Boove. So welcome, Joachim.
Thank you.
I would like to start with you telling us a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised Åkersberga, Stockholm, Sweden. Wrong side of 50 or right, depending on who you ask. Been riding motorcycles since I was 16 years old. First in Sweden, actually, to take a motorcycle license on one leg. So that's where we started.
So yes, this is what makes you very unique compared with a lot of other riders, that you only have one leg.
Yeah.
And many people think it's because of an accident.
They do. I don't know why.
Yeah.
A motorcycle accident. No,
Tell us.
No, I had 13-year-old. I had bone cancer, and in my case, I had this just below the kneecap. After 5 years, you have about the same risk as anyone else. But up until then, it was like 50-50 if it would return. You get it in the lungs, and then it's just a matter of time.
As a motorcycle rider, I can say that you're an inspiration to all of us, because some of the things we do are hard with two legs, and you just show everybody that you can do it with one.
Yeah.
And that never stopped you. So we've also seen you in some off-road races. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
But then suddenly I had this idea around 2019 that I wanted to do something different, do road racing or whatever, but I felt that was too easy. So I thought, Enduro, how hard can that be? I started riding Enduro on a 450 motorcycle, because the idea was that I didn't want to adopt it in any way for disability purposes. So I only had a front brake, and one of the challenges on riding for me to ride off-road is that you stand a lot, and I can't change gears while standing. I have to sit down, change gears, stand back up, and so on. So I wanted a strong bike with a lot of engine brake, and that could pull me along on the wrong gear, so to speak. So that's why I went with the 450. And basically everyone thought I was even crazier than usual, because the 450 is a large bike to ride around in the forest on. But idea was to race 2020, and I asked around what was the least difficult enduro race you can do. And everyone said then Stångebroslaget is a famous race. So I entered that one in 2022, actually, because we had Corona. So I couldn't ride, or I couldn't race, which was lucky for me, because I wasn't prepared at all. It was super hard, much harder than I could ever imagine. So it took me maybe a year before you could say that I could actually ride. I was, even the little kids were like flying by me in the forest. I was just in the way, basically. But after around a year, I started to overtake people.
We met last winter. You came and told me that you and your wife have a dream, and you need a solution. So let's talk a little bit about that.
My wife likes to ride pillion, and I always had a key 9 for the BMW XR that we came here and did a test ride, and I fell in love with it. But my wife didn't, because it was way too high for her to get up on. So that was really disappointing, and we talked it over and discussed back and forth, and then we had this idea that we talked about, that maybe if we could just have this remote controlled side stand. A lot of people asked me about it. I'm sure they asked you as well. Maybe it will be a BMW factory option in the future. We'll see.
Maybe. We are very, very proud of this solution. I'm very proud of Alberto, our technician, that came with the solution. It really looks like it came out of the factory. But then you came back with an idea. At first I thought you're crazy. You wanted me to see if we can somehow make you race the Gotland Grand National again, but now on this beast, the F900 GS. Yeah, like I said, from going that you're being crazy to if someone can do it, is you. So here we are.
Yeah.
And we decided that we'll do this project together. We arranged the bike for you. Let's hear from you. Your first impression. You had the bike now for a couple of weeks. You've been riding a bit, so
Yeah.
what do you think?
As much as I can. I never ridden an adventure bike before. I never even test rode one. I saw this when it was launched online, and I really liked the look of it, but I had no idea yet what I wanted to do with it. But I had that back in my mind, and then we agreed, and of course I wanted this one because I'm used to enduro bikes. That's half the weight, half the power. This is twice of everything, and it's a fairly new thing. This adventure class thing in Gotland Grand National, and they have certain requirements that you need to have at least 600 cc. I don't know if it's a weight requirement, but at least 600 cc. So this fits very nicely. And when we agreed, I hadn't even test rode one before we agreed that we were going to do this, but I was fairly confident I was going to like it, and but I didn't know I was going to like it this much. I think it's awesome. Actually, it's super impressive. I haven't really done any hard off-roading on it yet, just lighter like tractor trails and gravel. But it's so well balanced. It's super fun, even to ride just on tarmac and throw around and gravel. And I wouldn't say it's super comfortable, but it's very sporty. And I mean, that's what I'm going to use it for. So I think it will be really good.
The bike is lighter than the 850 and it's stronger and it's really made for off-road use. And like you said, the balance is amazing. The model that you're gonna ride is the Enduro Pro model, which has better suspension, taking away the silencer, lovely sound. We have the Akrapovic slip-on as standard on the bike. We got rid of the foot pegs for the passenger, a little bit more protection, which also helps you to pick up the bike. We've seen you on Instagram already training for that because we know that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Quite amazing. I don't know if I can do it.
No, it was a challenge. I thought I was gonna make it like, just the enduro bike. You basically just pick them up, but that wasn't the solution in this case. It was too. I just barely made it actually, but it was really heavy, and it took a big toll out of me. And one big thing when I race, I need to conserve a lot of energy. That's a lot to manage the energy. So I needed to find a better way, and a lot of people said, "Yeah, but you just, you put your back into it, and you lift it one in the handle and one in the passenger, and you walk them up." But I can't walk for obvious reasons, so I needed to find a better way. And another common way is to you put both hands around the handlebar or around the handle, and you pull. But that didn't really. I don't know if it's a balance thing or what it is. It didn't feel right. So I did a modification of that, of having one hand around the handle and another one around the other handle. And that worked really well.
So Motorrad Center Stockholm is going to be in charge of service and repair of the bike and all of the modifications.
We have Racetorx, is their name. It's a UK-based company. That's very common among superbikes. The most common questions I get, how do you use the rear brake? So that's a really slick solution. Another one, of course, are the tires that we haven't changed yet. These are the standard tires. And I have a couple of Michelins waiting here, I think. Twinpegs, I've been using these as long as I've been riding Enduro. And these are quite clever. It's a Norwegian solution, actually. But we talked earlier about conserving energy, and this is a great help as you have more to stand on. You can adjust the height here, so depending on how much you want to have your heel down or to get your favorite position.
OEM original BMW engine guards, and we also added top guards from Wunderlich, and we have a local sponsor, Boove, that sponsored us with the lever guards and also with the lithium battery to save more weight, and also with a link pipe from Arrow. Not so much for the bike, but we of course need insurance, and Bilsport MC is the main supplier for insurance from BMW in Sweden.
Of course, it would be impossible without great support from you guys, especially, and of course everyone else who's on board. I was first in the world to compete in Enduro back in 2022 on one leg. From what I heard, no one has ever done this on one leg either, to race in the adventure class. So that's pretty cool, I think, and that was part of why. So then we hatched this idea, and we agreed to work together. So that's super exciting.
So I don't even want to think about what's the next idea will be next year, but we'll get prepared mentally for that.
Yeah.
And this is your copy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you
And
for the confidence.
yeah, we are very confident. We are very happy. I hope everybody can follow that project and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.